It's all about the reflection in the mirror. How do you see yourself? That's the first thing you gotta ask yourself. Because that's what matters more than anything. Your opinion about yourself matters more than anyone else's opinion. It's the most important opinion in your life. You need to really look at yourself and say, what am I doing right? What can I be doing better? I know it sounds cliche, but it's so simple. You want to do this because the goal is for you to become the best version of yourself. So you have to look forward to becoming that best version of yourself. You have to see that best version clearly. And believe me, if you can see it, it can be, in the physical. It can happen. And you do that by seeing yourself in a different way. See that best version of yourself. See that person. See it. Like, look in the mirror. Look deep into your soul. Or look deep into your existence. Whatever you believe in, it doesn't even matter. Look deep. Look deep. That's all that matters. And if you can see that person, it's meant for you to be that person. It's meant for you to be that person. If you can see that, if you can envision what that ideal version of yourself would be like, you can make it happen. Okay? You gotta put your mind to it. You gotta feel like that person. When you speak, start speaking as if you were already that person. You know, when you walk as if you are already that person. Don't look at yourself like you'll never get there. Look at yourself like mentally you're already there. And I promise you, everything else will fall in place. You got to look at yourself first. You have to look at yourself if you want to solve your problems in life. Yeah. Naturally, we like to look on the outside. We feel like there's some type of outside solution that's just going to be the end all, be all for our problems. But it doesn't go like that. You got to look within. The answer to your problem is actually within. You know? It's within yourself. You know? A lot of people think that in order to make some type of a significant change, it's going to be an outside factor. And that's far from the truth. You are the factor. You're the spark to the flame. You got to get it going. You have to get it going. And it has to start deep within inside of you. You got to look at yourself first. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but you're the reason why you're not where you want to be at. I'm sorry. It's no one else's fault. Okay? You're actually responsible for everything that's going on in your life right now. You gotta be honest with you. Yourself. Person in the mirror. You gotta look at yourself first. And this is why. The answer is within. It's not on the outside, it's within. It's deep, deep, deep within. The answer is inside of you. It's not around you. It's not in front of you. It's not behind you. It's not on top of you. It is inside of you. The answer to all of your problems is within you. You know why? Because Once you make it up in your mind that you can and will solve any problem that you're faced with, you can and will solve any problem that you're faced with. And that's the secret. The secret is there is no real secret. Okay? Because the answer is within. All right? You got to look within yourself to find the better you, the better version of you. You know, you see within yourself who you want to be. If you can see who you want to be, you can be who you want to be. You know why? Just being able to envision that better version of yourself means that it is attainable. It is doable. It can happen. And here's the catch. All you have to do is just start being that person. Just start being the better version of yourself. Go ahead. Why? What's stopping you? You don't think you can be that person? It's funny. Well, you thought that you could be that person. Well, don't doubt yourself. Be that person. Don't put yourself to agony for no reason. Just do it, like Nike says. Just become the person you want to be. And the only way to do that is to look within yourself first, because you got to look at your flaws. You have to be truthful. You have to be honest. You cannot sugarcoat it with yourself, because you have to deal with it. At the end of the day, you're the person that has to look in the mirror. Okay, once you get this level of responsibility and accountability down packed, you will have a tremendous change taking place. And actually, that tremendous change already starts taking place once you even just start putting these things into effect. That is the change. Okay. So that's the crazy thing. The change is you can literally just wake up one day and say, you know what? I am that person. And once you do that, you become that person. That's something crazy, because it took me years to figure that out, that I was the controller. I was the person in charge of whatever was going on in my life. Besides the basic things that you have control over, I felt like there were outside influences that were guiding me in the wrong direction. When at the end of the day, I choose to make each step that I took. Okay, I wasn't being accountable. I felt like a victim. I felt like the world was against me. But you know what? Everyone has problems. Okay? No one is exempt. I'm sorry. No one is exempt from having problems. Okay? Everyone has a choice of how they deal with their problems. Okay? You could choose to deal with your problems in a way that's negative and counterproductive, or you can choose to deal with your problems and turn them into fuel for your fire of success. Okay? You have to look at problems like water off a duck's back. It's nothing. Expect problems, because guess what? I'm sorry. Life is about having problems. Nobody wants to hear that, but you've been having problems ever since the day you were conceived. It's been a fight every single day. Even when you sleep, your body is fighting to stay alive. So problems, if life is about having problems, please give me some more problems, because I want to live. I'm trying to live. So please give me as many problems as you can give me. You got to start looking at problems as not a hindrance, but actually a way for you to get ahead, because solving these problems makes your lifestyle better. Your culture, your way of life becomes better based on how you handle your problems. Okay? And you got to look at it that way. You got to be more accountable than you ever been in your life. Okay? Like, you have to be more responsible than ever. And you got to do that by, I have this little game, I call it have fun with being responsible. Like, those negative things that you used to do and you know it was destroying you, yeah, you probably had temporary fun, but after it, you're like, oh man, I still got to pay this bill. I still got to do this. And look, I squandered my money. But if you have fun with being responsible, you celebrate that bill. You celebrate paying that bill because you know you're not going to be out on the street. So it's the little things. Just have fun with being responsible and doing things like an adult. I know it sounds simple, but don't feel like when you take care of your business, your life is you're not living your life to the fullest, because that's far from the truth. You're actually living your life to the fullest by being responsible. You're getting the best out of life because why? You are providing the best quality of life for yourself. So have fun with being responsible, because unsuccessful people are some of the most irresponsible people on the planet. And that's the reason why. So you have to be extra responsible. Everything you do, you know, it determines the outcome of your life. Like you're literally narrating your story. You're writing your story every single day. So every opportunity you have to be responsible, take that responsibility. I'm sorry. Take that action. Okay? Any chance that you have to be responsible, do it. And do it well. Okay? And this is all about, looking within yourself, because like I said, everything starts within yourself. So, you know what I mean? This reminds me of a story. I remember one time I worked at a hotel, nothing major, two-star hotel at best. But I was going through a hard time in my life, and I was faced with a situation where I had a chance to work at this hotel. Initially, I wanted to become a security guard at the hotel. That didn't work out, so the only option that was left was to be a housekeeper, aka the people that make up your bed and clean the toilet in the hotel. Okay, hey, I can't complain. I didn't have any money at the time, so I did what I had to do. Well, one of the incentives that made this, this choice feel good was they were going to allow me to live on the property. And that was just a sweet deal. Oh, man. So I would have to pay. It wasn't going to be free. But at least I had a place where I could work and rest my head and have a clear mind so I could think about the next step in my life. So at that point, this was like the perfect opportunity. Okay, so I get the job. Oh man, I'm on fire, because my whole standard of doing business is very high. And most of the time it's higher than the people that I work for. Why? Because I just have a high expected, I'm very hard on myself. I expect a whole lot from myself. My expectations are extremely high for myself. So if their standards are right here, my standards are way up there. So I get on board. My first couple weeks, I'm cleaning rooms like I've been working there for years. I'm actually, and I'm a good learner. I'm a fast learner. I'm a visual learner. If I see someone doing something, I can repeat that, and I could do it, not only do it how they do it, but I could start doing it better than they did it, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm very, very good at visually digesting something and then repeating that process over and over again and getting better and better. Like, that's something that's a talent I was blessed with. So I immediately start cleaning and doing things on a very high level of quality. Okay, so wow. 2 weeks in, the inspection time magically pops up. So these inspectors come, like the regional inspectors. They check out the hotel and they grade these different hotels on, I think it was like 4 categories. One of them being the housekeeping, as far as the rooms, like the quality, quality level of the rooms being taken care and managed. But long story short, it was our turn to get inspected. My portion of the test, we got like a 98, like 98%. I'm new. I wasn't even trained on how to do anything thorough. Like, I wasn't thoroughly trained. I was just really literally like just eyeballing everything and just slam dunking everything and knocking everything out of the park. They were like, oh man, the inspector loved me. Okay, the inspector loved me. We actually got bonuses. Well, guess who didn't get a bonus? Me. Why? Because I was a newbie. Newbies don't get bonuses. Well, I didn't care. I rolled up my sleeve. I kept working. Well, then all of a sudden, I go to the manager. I'm like, hey, remember when you hired me, you told me I could get a room. Now, backstory, I was homeless at the time. So this was very important to me. This whole room thing of me being able to stay on the property while I worked there, that was like the deal closer, really. Well, I go to the manager and the manager tells me, you haven't been here long enough. And even after your 90-day probationary period, we still have to consider if we'll allow you to stay on the property. Wow. That threw me off, because not only did she make it feel like it was going to be a long time before I'm even eligible to get a room, she also made me feel like even at that time she wasn't going to give me a room. So I felt very down. But I didn't let that deter me, because I said, okay, I'm not going to let this stop me from getting where I know I'm going. So one day, this lady that worked there, her name was Miss Jenkins. She was so nice. She was such a sweet lady. That was like my peace at the job, because she was the only one who had a peaceful spirit. Everyone else was all, frustrated all the time, stressed out, overly worked and underly paid, and it showed in their attitudes. But Miss Jenkins, she was just so sweet and so nice and so lovely to be around. So she just noticed that the manager would always get my name wrong when she called me. All the good I did, she never called me by my correct name. She would say Rahmel or Romello. She just insisted on adding O's to my name and taking away the A. But Miss Jenkins asked me, baby, why you let them call you out your name? That don't get you upset? And I looked at Miss Jenkins and I said, well, you know better than me, Miss Jenkins. It's not what they call me, it's what I answer to. But I don't know how they see me, but I see myself as great. And I know I'm going to do great things. And when I look in the mirror, I feel good about who I am. So she may call me out of my name because she doesn't feel good about herself. But that's all right, because I know who I am. You gotta look within yourself, man. No matter what's going on, you gotta see greatness in yourself. You know, that happened to me, but it could happen to anyone at any time. Life is not gonna give you what you feel like you deserve, so you gotta give it to yourself. Okay, give yourself credit for being responsible. Give yourself credit for working towards your goal. You are the change. Remember that. Look within yourself for that change. Thank you.